Hi, welcome to the Mad Journey, a video blog about my trials in getting my son Michael back to me through the court system. So it's been a few weeks. I had my mediation and my court hearing. For those of you unaware about what mediation and the court hearing is and how they relate to each other and all the other stuff, I'll explain it real quick for you. When you file for visitation, you go through divorce or separation, whatever the case may be, you have to go through a mediation and a court hearing. Now, I'm not sure. Now, every state has their own laws, so this is just based on what I've experienced with the California laws for this kind of stuff. But you can either make up your own schedule right there on the paperwork, or you can go through mediation. Now, the point of mediation is for you, the other parent, and a court appointed mediator to kind of work out what the parenting plan is going to be. Because, I mean, when you do it by yourselves, it can easily not be fair to the other parent, or and vice versa. The point of the mediator is to really help you guys come up with something that you both agree on. They're there to keep it all about the kid, not about what happened in the past. They just basically explain your rights, what has to be done, this, that, and the third, till you guys come up with a plan. So the point of the court hearing is to make that all legal. Needless to say, I was still very nervous and anxious about all of this happening. I got some paperwork together. I was ready for a fight, and that is what you should be, because you just never know what to expect with these kinds of things. The most important thing is to keep it about the child. You know, when you're going through mediation, keep in mind that things will be said that will trouble you. You know, when it comes to courts, and especially when you're fighting against someone that you know very well, and that you were once in a relationship with, people can get really, really dirty. They can say some cruel things, and it's an awful experience, but you really have to just keep focus and just make it about the kid. During my mediation, it was about, I'd say, 40 minutes, and there was it went in it went better than expected. It was very helpful this that I had a mediator that was very, you know it there wasn't any sides being taken. It was about the kid and what was not necessarily what was fair and unfair to us, but what was fair to Michael. There was a few times where, you know we didn't argue, but there was, like, we were close to it. Little some things were said. It was like, what? It got a little heated at some points, but the mediator kept us on track, and we decided on a kind of a plan that involves, kind of baby steps into me re-entering my son's life. So we finally came to that decision towards the end, which was surprising, because there is always an option to just not agree, to just go in there and be like, nope, I don't care. But see, what happens is that when you don't agree, that means you're leaving it all up to the judge. So, and you don't know what he or she is gonna say, what they're gonna rule. You're leaving it up to them based on the facts that they've received. So, it's best, as our mediator said to us, it is best to come to a conclusion there, so you don't have to worry about it later. Now, even though I did the mediation over the phone, I thought it was a good idea to be at the court hearing just in person, which I always suggest. Um, so I took some vacation days off work, and I flew out to California for about 2 or 3 days. It was weird being back in California. Some things I missed, some things I didn't. I got there the night before the court hearing. I stayed with my brother, uh, And as soon as I got to his place in downtown, I just like I didn't really get too comfortable. I just took everything out, took all my paperwork out, and just working out everything, trying to figure things out, trying to go from all angles. So we were in LA. The court hearing took place in Orange, which was like 40 minutes or something like that, 30, 40 minutes. So we got there, couldn't find the room for about 15 minutes. And then we finally got there. There was like no one. There was like a few people in the courtroom. It was, kind of empty. And then a lot of people were stuck in traffic. LA for you. I gotta tell you, the whole hearing was maybe 3 minutes. My mediation was a lot longer than that hearing. It was short. Basically, the judge came out, recited what we had discussed in mediation. Um, we both agreed that blah blah blah, and then that was it. That was pretty much it. Um, I was definitely all fired up and like didn't really have anything else to do with the energy, so I just went to McDonald's. Yeah, but then that was really just it, and it was like, oh, okay. I was ready to go, man. I was all pumped and everything, and got all like blah blah blah, and then nothing happened. I was like, oh, okay. Well, this is good. Judge was like, you agree? I was like, yeah. Now, it's been about 2 weeks since the court hearing. Wait, was it 2 weeks already? Was it last week? What's today's date? I gotta figure out what today's date is because I don't know if it was like last week. Okay, okay. So it's been about a week since the court hearing. I'm back home. I've had 2 Skype sessions so far with Michael. It's awesome. So yeah, it's great. Really really exciting. It's nice to be back in his life in some capacity. That feels nice. And it's weird too because I don't know. With this kind of situation, a weight forms on you that you just can't really shake because it's a never-ending problem as it seems. And when something like this happens, when there's like something that's better, you know, it's like there's a chip of it being blocked off, and it's like wow, I feel a little. It feels weird. It's like wow, I feel a little more free. I guess the feeling is a little more. Yeah, I guess a little more free, like free of that anger, free of that wondering. You know, I'm finally seeing my son, and he's seeing me. It's not physical. It's not us. Hanging out at the park or something like that, or doing homework at the dinner table yet, but it's something. And there have been some people that have told me things like, "Oh, you just get Skype? Like, oh, that's it? You can't get this, and you can't get the physical." I understand what people are saying, but it's like I'm happy I at least get this. Let me be happy. So, hopefully as time goes on, things get better. We'll talk more. He'll get more accustomed with me, and then we can start talking about the physical visitation in January, I believe. So, fingers crossed that all goes well. For someone else going through this kind of situation, just as I'm doing, don't fall back into it. What I mean by that is a lot of things that happened, I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe these things were happening. I couldn't believe this person was saying and doing these things. So I'm not gonna put all of my stock into believing that all of a sudden things are gonna change, and because they won't. I'm reserving myself for the future, for the truth in the future, because I just don't know what's gonna happen, and I think it will not harm you in any way to stay vigilant and keep in mind of keep fresh about what this person did because they can do that again or do something like that again. Don't put anything past them. So yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. Please follow me at Twitter on at Fight for Mikey, hashtag Bring Mikey Back. Follow the Mad Journey on Facebook. Um, thank you so much for watching, and yes, thank you.